told you we're gonna take the wood panel out. So the car looks great, inside feels marvelous, and yet we've got this kind of old-fashioned tape desk in here. This tape desk here really isn't up to the job. I've got the tape desk, the radio, and that's about it. I can tune around with the bass and the treble, and that's it in here. I don't have anything to play with, so I want to change that. So let's first take the radio out and then see what we're gonna replace it with. So in the E39, the bottom bit comes out really easily. You just pull the knob, Torx 10 bit, pull this, which you're already done. And there's this little adapter here on the side. There we go. Let's set that aside for now. And then the top part is also 210 Torxies. So, then in the back here we have some adaptorni. They basically just pull off as well. There's the antenna. And this clip, wow, there's a whole diagram on here how to do this. So you flip this up. There we go. It was easy peasy lemon squeezy. So this bracket in here is held in by 4 different screws in the side. But it's also tucked behind the dash there, behind this lower console piece. So just like in the last episode, we have to take out these trim pieces and take the screws loose to lower this whole console down and out, and then this shoves out. So let's go ahead and do that. So there's a lot of things that actually need to come out, including the glove box. So it is a bit of an operation. Yeah. Let's start with the biggest one, huh? So, I mean, look how nicely everything is packaged. And you even get, you know these tools that I always keep talking about? You even get one in here. Plastic trim removal tool. Okay, boss. Wow. Lots of cables. And you even get screen protector and this is the first tip here. Remember when I said we're gonna make the display bigger? Ta-da! Love it. It looks good, right? The only thing I'm not sure about, in the original radio here, there's a button called PC. It's for board computer. And when I first got the car, I was looking all over here with the board computer and the buttons to reset the fuel consumption to see what I would reach in this car. And I was looking all over the place, and eventually I saw this button and I thought, huh? And I had 3 BMW E36s with the board computer, 2 of them. So I should know how it works, but it's so unintuitive to have it in the radio instead of in the actual, near the actual display in the instrument cluster there. It took me a long time to find it. And yeah, so you can hit this and then you hit set and reset and all these things in here. And I'm not sure that all these functionalities which work over here but show in the instrument cluster will be retained with this. So I guess we're gonna have to find out. What is nice is it does come with this CAN bus decoder here. So it should be able to read all of the board computer information, but I just don't know if you can reset it. We'll find out. Yeah. So there's a lot of wiring to do here, and I didn't find an installation guide yet, unfortunately. But you can see that they're all labeled, and there is a wiring diagram on the machine. So let's just see what we can find out here. GPS antenna, which is this one. Other one is a Wi-Fi antenna. I mean, there's so much options here. Look at this. We got two USB cables for example, USB discs with music, USB sticks. Video. We've got microphone for the use for the Bluetooth capabilities. So this whole shebang seems to go in here. Right. I think the biggest problem is going to be how we're going to run all of these wires in the dashboard and not have them go like this when you're driving. So everything is attached, as you can see, and we still have a lot of things here to figure out. This is all the video and auxiliary, and this is, I think, for extra speakers because it says front left and front right, and rear left out. But I don't have extra speakers, so they are fine. Then video out, extra screens, they're also fine. Auxiliary in left and right, we're gonna have to get a cable that merges that into one for the phone. And then video in, which is the second surprise. Well, not really a surprise, it's more a surprise for us. Which is this thing here. At the time when I ordered this, there was a promotion going on the website, and I got this for free, which is as you can see, it's a camera, backup camera. I'm not a big fan of this. I think it's pretty much useless. The last place that I look for backing up is in the center of my dashboard, but there was a discussion and indeed a row in the office, and some people really wanted this. So, okay, let's see now if she works. Comes on directly. Okay, so she's on. She's alive. There's a screen protector on there, but it's on there real good. But the reason for the upgrade is not only to have the display so you can fiddle around with it, but you have in here Bluetooth connectivity, you have the option for backup camera, you have any type of music you want, also app wise. I mean, if you go in here, let's see now, oh, here we go, there's an app installer, so you can go YouTube, SoundCloud, or any other app that you would like. You have your emails, your Gmails, your radio, everything that you would find on a normal tablet from Android is on here as well. But it comes included also with DVD player and all these things. But what's great is that it is in the format of a car stereo or car radio, and it's the format that it's supposed to be for this particular car. If you would walk into a BMW dealer today and say, I would like a system like this for my BMW, of course it's going to look more integrated and have a bigger screen and all these things, but it would be around about 3,000 euro with all these capabilities. Yet I paid only 300 euro for this, so for a tenth of the price here and a bit of installation myself, we are good to go. I'm gonna play around a bit and put it back, and I'm gonna find if I can find those board computer things that I talked about. Oh, it's working.
De la cuisine, de la...
Look at this.
Très très lifestyle. Et notre première émission de la rentrée.
It's a totally integrated system. The steering wheel buttons work. It looks like a BMW system. I'm gonna put this in. I'm gonna hide the cable mess somehow. And then we're gonna see if I want the backup camera or not. For now it doesn't look promising because, first of all, this car has backup sensors. I don't look at the screen when I'm backing up. and the way this installation looks with these cables, I'm not sure. So we'll see if we'll keep that, and for the rest, let's put it in and let's hide the cables neatly. Alright, so we've got all these cables here. We've got this is the GPS antenna, and then we've got the Wi-Fi receiver and 2 times USB. As you can see, the glove box had to be taken out to take the console loose, and that's a nice opportunity to route them into and through the glove box. So when I'm gonna put the glove box back, this should all be guided in through the glove box. So let's see how we can do that. That's that. And that's that. Embarrassing. So those 4 cables that I just spoke of, they're now 2 of them, the 2 USBs. They're in the glove box, as you can see, and for charging or for music. And underneath the glove box, where this trim piece usually sits like this, we have the GPS and the Wi-Fi. And I'm gonna pull those in between the door jamb, or in between the door and the trim of the dash, so that it can come to sit up here. So the system is installed. There are a few things that you have to take apart, the lower console and the glove box, etc. But it's not something to be afraid of. I know that I myself fear too that if I take something apart, then it's not going to be nicely aligned afterwards. But look. Even an idiot like me can get the glove box to be so nicely and smoothly aligned, and so smoothly operating. Okay, it's not an original, but it fits in there perfectly. And I don't think BMW is going to call me one day and say, "Hey, Mr. Moos, you did a great job keeping this car original. Maybe we'll give you a new one someday." So I don't think that's gonna happen. I like the few touches and the upgrades that are made here and there, and I think they take this 20-year-old BMW to a better level than it was originally. So I'm very happy with that. So let's recap what we've got here. We've got a music player, and we have music in the form of SD card. We have Bluetooth from the phone. We have radio. We have a USB connection. We have any music app that you can think of from the internet. We have internet streaming. We have the internet browser. We have full internet browser. Then we have navigation. We have any navigation app that we want, like I said. We have the phone with the Bluetooth connectivity. We have a nicely laid out software. We have a system that functions like it should for the car, so it has it can read the CAN bus. That means that it can read all of the car systems. When you switch it on, you get the BMW logo. That's a nice touch. Let's take a closer look at what we have in the menus. So in your home screen, you have your radio that you can switch on or off from there, or you can hit the band, and then you have your radio right there. By holding these, you can save your favorite stations. And what's nice is that because it's a fairly well designed system that carries over buttons from the real BMW system, you have, for example, you have your music station search button there, and you have it here, and you have it there, and you even have it in the steering wheel. So it's a very easy and intuitive system to use. You can set functions of different buttons in there yourself. So for example, I'm going to download some music apps from the Play Store, from the Google Play Store, to stream music over the internet. And then you can set those apps to be included in the mode button. So for example, here we just switched the DVD. It's switched off that mode because there's no DVD in it. And then you have your music app and so forth, and the video app and radio again. Or you can set whichever navigation app you're using to the navigation button. And it's just a very easy system to use. I really like it because of that. And it's based on Android. Like I said earlier, I wanted a system that's developed by a major software company that knows what it's doing instead of some kind of homemade system. And so, I mean, it's perfect. It's just like any Android device. Works really well, works really smoothly. As you can see, the touchscreen is really tactile. One thing to note is that when you're in your music app, you can play music from your SD card or your USB device or anything like that. But when you want to stream for your phone, there's actually a different app for that, and you have to hit that one. I don't have the Bluetooth on right now, but that's where your Bluetooth would be streaming. So this is that little Bluetooth OBD connector that I was talking about earlier, and usually you plug it in under your dashboard, and that way you can connect directly to the OBD port. However, unfortunately, my car was built 2 or 3 months before the OBD2 port was integrated into the design of the dashboard, so we only have the OBD1 connector under here. Let's see. There you go. And to use this port, you will need a OBD1 to OBD2 adapter. So you just stick this in. The only unfortunate thing is that you look like you're fiddling with the surface light, because connecting pin 7 and I think pin 11 together with the, as you can see in here, as you can see in here, this one reaches in for all the pins. So I think usually pin 7 and 11, if they are connected, then it resets that light. So that's something you have to keep in mind, that you are resetting your service light with this one, and you might have to keep a better eye on your oil level. But then you simply connect these two up, and then we'll head inside the car and we'll fire this thing up, or at least we go to the ignition. So when you installed your OBD2 to your OBD1 connector to your OBD1 port under the hood, you can then download any app that will read OBD2 information. I've got a couple here. Let's select one. I talked earlier about the board computer functions that were in the previous system here, about resetting, for example, the fuel consumption, and if that would be carried over into the new system. And unfortunately, even though I can now see much more information about the car, like you can flick through many screens, I haven't found any app that can actually reset the information or reset the output of the OBD port. So it's a bit of a pity that that function is lost, because I'm so in love with this system. It really gives me a lot of happiness. If I'm standing in traffic, I have something to do. If I'm waiting around, I can watch something. But unfortunately, those functions are not carried over. So that's the only downside to this upgrade. Downside to this upside, if you know what I mean. In the meantime, I'm also going to look for a backup camera that looks of a little bit sturdier quality, and try to figure out what we can do with that one. I forgot to mention that the GPS antenna and the Wi-Fi antenna that I spoke about earlier, they're now on the windscreen, and they look pretty tidy there. It looks almost like factory. Thank you all for watching. Stay in touch. See you next time. Bye bye.